The forests of Washington are part of what makes the Pacific Northwest so special. But as conversations grow around logging, conservation, and wildfire prevention, many people have questions about how our forests are actually managed. Nicole Kimsey, the Chief Operating Officer of Merrill & Ring, a Port Angeles-based forestry company with deep roots on the Olympic Peninsula, joins me now. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So you are the COO now, but tell me about how you started in this profession of forestry.
Sure, great. Yeah, so born and raised in Port Angeles, where I currently reside, and growing up very passionate about nature because that's what I did. I recreated all being raised. But I actually, in the K through 12 education, I didn't get much outdoor education on working forests. I actually didn't realize that I could get these professions in the woods until my college years. And when I got an opportunity to go out one summer in between school and work with someone who introduced me to this, and I was set from there. I changed my major, and here I am today.
Wow. Oh my gosh, and I'm looking at some of these images now. That's so cool. Yes. We live in Washington. We absolutely love the forest. What do you think people are misunderstanding, though, when it comes to how we manage forests in our state?
Washington State is one of the most heavily regulated areas in forestry in the world. So I'm very passionate about this as a forester because we go through a rigorous process in order to be able to actually harvest any trees. And so I think there's a big misconception of we can go out and just cut any tree that we want anytime that we want. And that's not true. We have forest and fish rules that are in place that not only mandate us, but we wouldn't want to just go out and cut every tree. We have those areas that we go through this process in the office in the field to then determine, okay, where can we harvest, and then what areas need to be left untouched and protected, and that is for our natural resources. And so as a forester, we actually do a very good job here in this state of balancing the needs of the people, which is where we go and harvest and we create these renewable, sustainable wood products that we use every day. So those are the productive acres. And then with balancing the need of the forest, which is where we leave those untouched acres to protect our resources like our streams and unstable areas, habitat for wildlife and other sensitive areas. So we actually do a really good job at balancing that, and I think people don't really understand it. The other part is after we harvest, we always replant. And we replant at least 3 times as many trees as we actually remove. And so the replanting is extremely important. And we don't just replant one type of tree, we replant what nature intends for it to be. There's many species. And so we replant, but then we also then continue to care and nurture those stands for many more years to come.
That's so interesting. And I also want to talk about, too, this is top of mind, the terrible fires that we've seen, throughout the Pacific Northwest. How can active forest management help during that?
It's a great question, and I wish more people asked it.
Yeah.
Because there's roughly 800,000 acres that have burned in Washington State this year, and it's so terrible. It's not good for us. It's not good for the environment. Or the forests. And so of that 800,000 acres, roughly 40% of those acres are forest land. And so that tells me we can do a better job. And of that 40%, only about 5% of that is private working forests. So that tells you that we're pretty resilient to fire, and we do a good job at maintaining healthy forests. It's the public lands, the unmanaged portion of the public lands that get a lot of public, political and social scrutiny of not wanting to cut any tree. That forces a kind of a stagnant, dead, and dying tree effect in the under canopy or heavy brush, where we need to be able to go in and relieve that through thinning. And we do a lot of that on the private working forests. Thinning is one of the activities that we do throughout a lifetime of a stand of trees. It creates open space, allows for diversification. And the unmanaged lands is where we need, because that's where most of the catastrophic wildfires are taking place. So it's really changing the mindset of it's okay to go out and harvest on those public lands so long as it's for the health of the forest, which also in turn is the health of the people.
Absolutely. This was so interesting. Thank you so much for your time here today and sharing all this and your passion with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And for more information on the work that the Washington Forest Protection Association is doing, just go to the website that you see right there on your screen.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by the Working Foresters at the Washington Forest Protection Association.